So we're going to dive right in just by, again, sitting up tall. If you haven't done so already, let's close the eyes and begin a soft, easy breath through the nose, allowing the breath to fall into the belly. And then notice if your chest begins to rise. And then following the breath all the way out on the exhale, moving through another breath cycle this time, seeing if you can fill up the belly so much that the chest begins to lift this time. Following the breath out nice and slow. We'll do this a few more times. Inhaling to fill up the belly. Chest rises. And exhale, let it go. As you continue to breathe and just notice the rise and fall of the upper body, we're going to play with the mantra, I am open, and you'll be able to fill in the blank or just leave it as is. I am open, and what comes up for you there? I'm open to new opportunities, to receive, maybe just to love. And we'll bring our palms to our hands together at heart center, dropping our chin towards our chest, repeating our intention, our mantra one more time. I am open. And then release the hands. You can bat the eyelashes open if that feels good, or leave them closed for this next bit as we inhale to draw the nose up towards the sky. And exhaling, chin in towards the chest. Inhaling to look up. Chest lifts. Exhale, chin draws in. Do one more time, nice and slow. We'll bring the head back to center, now looking left to right, so drawing a line with the nose past the right shoulder. And then exhaling to draw the line all the way across, looking past your left shoulder now. Inhaling to move back through, looking past the right. Exhaling to the left. Notice what's going on in the neck and the shoulders here. Do this a couple more times, bringing the breath. And then we'll bring our head back to center. Fingertips are going to fall by our sides, reaching out and away. Fingertips on the mat. We're going to drop our right ear over towards our right shoulder. Big stretch in the side neck. Notice if you're collapsing in the upper body, if you can lift your chest and press down into your sits bones, press down into your blanket. And notice if you get a deeper stretch in that left side neck. One more breath in. And exhale, chin drops towards the chest. We roll our left ear over towards the left shoulder this time. Sitting up nice and tall, lifting through the chest. Maybe walking the fingers out a little further if you need a bigger stretch. And then exhale, chin drops in towards our chest. Let's bring our palms back in prayer position at the heart. We'll interlace the fingertips. Inhale, press the palms forward, up and back, reaching up, big side body stretch. We'll be here for a breath. Maybe tick-tocking a little bit side to side if that feels good. And then we'll reach up, inhale, and then exhale like you're painting a wall. Let the fingers and the hands and arms slowly come back down. We'll repeat that 2 more times. Hands come to heart center, we interlace. Inhale, press the palms forward, up and back. This time, exhale, paint the wall, lift the chest, maybe look up slightly. One more time, interlace the fingertips. Press the palms forward, up, back. Exhale, release. Maybe just shake the hands out here. Shake out through the shoulders. We're going to come through to all fours, moving our blanket, our burrito to the front of the mat for later. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch and spread the knees wide. We'll set the hips back and slowly crawl the hands forward, allowing the forehead to come down towards the ground below for child's pose. Return to that deep belly breath. And let's return to our intention here. I am open. On the next inhale, we'll rock over onto the right ear, getting a big stretch in the right shoulder, the armpit. And then exhale, rolling through the forehead, left ear presses down towards the mat. Intending that left shoulder down. And breathing here. Rocking back through over to the right ear, right shoulder. And rolling through over to the left. Inhale here. Exhale, forehead comes back to center. We look up towards our hands. So look towards your hands and we'll walk our hands off the left side of the mat. Right hand is going to come on top of the left and we allow the upper body to melt back down for child's pose. Pressing through both feet, reaching the right arm away for a big stretch in the right hip. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Nice and slow, we'll look back up at our hands and slowly walk all the way over towards the right. Right hand comes off the mat, left hand comes on top. Allow the forehead to drape over and fall towards the floor. Pressing into the tops of the feet, the toes. And reaching the left hand away from the left hip. See if you can notice the connection here from the left pinky all the way down to the hip socket. One more breath in. One long breath out. And we look up towards our hands again. Slowly make our way back to center. We'll lift the hips up, coming into tabletop position. Stack those shoulders over the wrists, spread the fingers wide. Press into the tops of the feet, moving right along, dropping the belly, opening the heart, looking up for cow pose. We'll be here for 1 breath. Stretching through the front body. And then exhale, rounding through, chin tucks in, our hips tuck. Broadening through the shoulder blades. Take 1 breath here. Coming back to neutral spine, we'll bump our hips to the left and look past our left shoulder. And then bumping our hips to the right, looking past our right shoulder. It's almost like you're wagging your tail here like a dog. Just tick-tocking the hips and the head back and forth. Finding some fluidity in the side body. Take a couple more breaths here. You might return to the cat and cow. All right, we'll bring it back to the center, neutral spine, tucking the chin slightly, and we'll send our right leg out long, right toes touching the ground. On the next inhale, lift up through your right leg, and exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, towards the nose, and step it all the way through to your right hand. Low lunge. You can bring your blanket in on top of your foot on either side and use it to press up. So shine your heart forward. Open up through the chest. And from here, we're going to swing our left foot over towards the right side of the mat so that it's parallel with the back edge of the mat. We'll slowly bring our right elbow towards our right knee and then reach our left fingertips all the way up towards the sky, making a big long line from the kneecap all the way to the fingertips. Look up towards the sky here, open your heart. Deep inhale. And on the exhale, left fingertips, left hand comes behind, right hand reaches forward for warrior two variation. Reach beyond the fingertips here, look out past your right hand onto the horizon. Press into both feet, find your stability. Drop the shoulder blades down and away. And inhale. Exhale, left fingertips now reach down, right hand up, like you're pulling yourself apart here. Lots of opposition. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands forward. We'll spin that left foot back to center, finding our low lunge. Shine the heart forward. Plant the palms and we'll drag that right foot back to meet the left. Move your blanket out of the way, walk the hands forward, either coming into a plank or you can stay on the knees for half plank. Hug the lower ribs in, tuck the chin, and we'll slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Forehead kisses the mat. Palms come underneath the shoulders. Press into the toenails and the pelvis to rise the upper body up or lift the upper body, cobra, and exhale to bow. We'll do that 2 more times. Press into the pelvis, inhale to rise, exhale to bow. Next time you're down, we'll curl the toes under, press up to all fours, finding our cat-cow, our tabletop first. Inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling, broadening the shoulder blades, tucking the chin. Couple of rounds, loosening up, moving some energy here. And then we'll continue to bump those hips to the left, looking past left shoulder, bump them to the right. Look past the right shoulder, tick-tocking here. And really just listen to your body. There's no right or wrong. Once that feels good and you're satisfied, we'll come back to center and send our left leg out long, left toes touching the mat. Press away from the yoga mat, inhale. And then on your next inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, rounding through, sending our knee towards our nose and stepping all the way up to low lunge. Option to bring in our blanket. Look forward, maybe find some soft, easy movement. Big stretch in the front of the right hip crease. Send breath there if you can and drop our shoulders down. All right, from here, we'll swing our right foot towards the left side of the mat, making sure it's parallel and underneath us. Left elbow comes to the left knee, and we reach the right arm, right hand up towards the sky, looking up. Couple breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale, right hand comes behind, left hand reaches forward, warrior two. Looking past our left hand. Noticing what comes up for you here. One more deep breath in. And exhale, right fingertips reach down, left fingertips reach up. Look up. And then cartwheel on your next exhale all the way back through. Swing that right foot back to center. We open our heart forward once again. And then we'll plant the palms, slide the left toes back, coming back through to our tabletop position. So we'll walk the hands forward just slightly here once again. Curl the toes under and lift the hips all the way up towards the sky for downward facing dog. Big toes are going to come in or turn in just slightly, and we're going to bend our knees here to start, pressing down and away with our hands and lifting those hip points up, up, up. Take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Big cleansing breath here. One more time. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Nice and slow, we'll begin to walk the hands back towards the feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Keep the knees bent here. And today we're going to swim our fingertips back behind us, our hands interlaced. And keep the knees bent so that we can get a good quad stretch, lower back stretch, and let the head hang heavy. Maybe shaking the head a little yes and no. And we'll release that bind. Inhaling to rise up halfway, fingertips to the shins or the thighs. We reach the crown away from the hips. And then exhale to bow. Hands come to the hips here in our forward fold. We reach the elbows back and together. Shoulder blades lift. We take an inhale here. On the next inhale, we'll power up, press through the feet to rise all the way to standing. Dropping our hands down by our sides for mountain pose. Finding our feet sturdy underneath us. Returning to our mantra, I am open. Feel that rush of energy, the blood flow. Awesome. We'll bend through the knees, send the hips back, arms out in front for chair pose. Bending any amount, finding a counterbalance, hugging our core inwards. And then we'll exhale to standing. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling to sink the hips back, arms out in front. Keep your chest lifted. And then exhale all the way back up to standing. Hands are going to come out in front of us just like we had them a moment ago in chair. Palms come together. Bend the knees just slightly. And we're going to inhale, open up like a book. Right arm comes back behind us. We look behind us. Any amount here. As far as you can open up. Big breath. And then exhale, right fingertips come down, come back up to meet the left. Other side, left fingertips come back, or left hand comes back behind us. We look past our left shoulder. Nice buoyancy in the knees. One more inhale. And then exhale, left hand comes down, meets the right. Both hands reach up towards the sky, almost like you're carrying something or offering something up to the heavens. Volcano pose. One more breath here. We'll bring our palms back together overhead and then exhale, forward fold, slicing all the way down. Take a breath here. Let something go. Maybe grass opposite elbows. And then we'll walk the hands all the way back out, coming into either downward dog or plank. We'll lower onto the knees, sit the hips back. Let's take a child's pose. Bring the fists underneath the forehead if that feels good, or reaching the hands back towards the feet. Take one more breath here. On your next breath in, we'll come back to tabletop position. Notice where your hands fall, and we're going to drop our elbows right where our palms are sitting. So coming onto the forearms, hips are going to come up high. So looking at your hands and your forearms, making sure they're like two railroad tracks. And then we'll slowly start walking the knees back. Melt the forehead, the upper body down for puppy posture. And if you need more space in the shoulders, you can walk the arms out just slightly, meeting your appropriate edge here. It's a big heart opener. Bring the breath to find some ease, some softness. Be here one more breath. And on your next exhale, we'll slide forward onto the belly. Make a pillow with your hands or your forearms. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch and shake out through the hips. And return to those belly breaths, inhaling to feel your stomach press against the ground. And just allow your heart to rest. I am open. All right. Big move here. We're going to flip over onto our backs. Let me flip this way. So taking your time getting there. We'll bring our knees in towards our chest, maybe grabbing them with the hands or squeezing the arms around the shins to rock a little side to side. You might just use the hands to make big circles. Finding your breath. And then we'll allow the feet to drop to the ground. We'll send the right sole of the foot up towards the sky and interlace the fingertips behind the right thigh. Make some circles with that ankle one way and then the other. Allowing the blood flow to go in the opposite direction. Allowing it to go back to our heart space to get exchanged. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, we'll cross the right ankle over top of the left knee. You might stay here, pressing with the right hand into the right knee, opening up through the right hip. Or you might press off the left toes, interlacing the hands behind the left quad. Squeezing that in for reclined pigeon. Toes are going to flex up towards our shins or point up towards the sky. It's a big stretch here in the right hip crease or the right glute. Soften through the skin of the face. Just relax. One more inhale. Exhale, left foot drops back down to the floor. We keep the legs as they are. We'll rock them towards the left hip, allowing the right foot to come down towards the ground any amount. If this is really fussy in your right hip, you might just stack your right knee on top of the left for reclined twist. Otherwise, wherever you are, we'll open the arms wide, maybe in the cactus arms or out into a T shape. We'll look past our right shoulder. Deep belly breaths. Finding some softness, some grace in this shape. All right, on the next inhale, we'll slowly unwind, bringing our knees back up to center, releasing both feet to the floor. We'll send our left foot up towards the sky. Both hands interlace behind the left thigh. And then we'll make some circles with the ankle. Knee can bend any amount. And then we bring the breath back in, bringing our awareness to any sensations here. Big inhale. And exhale, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Maybe staying here, pressing away on that left knee with the left hand. Or pressing off the right toes and interlacing the hands behind the right thigh. Squeezing it in and pressing that left knee away. Flexing our toes back towards our shins. Option to find some soft, easy movement back and forth. Noticing how this side might be a little different. Take one big inhale. Exhale, drop the right foot down towards the ground. We'll inhale again. And exhale, left sole of the foot goes towards the ground. Nice and slow, rocking on towards our right hip. Arms can open wide here. Option to stack one knee on top of the other. And we look past our left shoulder. If you haven't dropped in yet this practice, listen to your breath. This is our last move. Make it count. And we'll slowly rise back up. Our knees rise back up. We'll bring our blanket back into the picture one last time. So lifting the upper body, we'll take our blanket long ways and place it at the base of the spine. And then we'll walk the hands back, the elbows coming onto the elbows, and then allow the upper body, the spine, to release onto the blanket. For a little supported fish posture. Sits bones are going to reach down towards the floor. You might snuggle your shoulder blades a little bit underneath you. And let the simplicity of this posture do all the work. We'll rest here with our mantra, I am open. Knowing that when our heart is open, our mind is free. All right, nice easy movement here in the feet and the hands. You might tick-tock the feet back and forth. And just roll onto one side, any side, and slowly press up. We'll meet one last time in a cross-legged seat. Taking our couple last breaths here together. Noticing how the head and the heart space feel after this short time together. We'll bring our hands to our heart. We'll acknowledge each other in the big picture by bowing and whispering Namaste.